Oh shit, am I?
You're frozen.
I am frozen. You might be able to hear me.
There you are. I was going to say you could put a man or a woman on the moon. Can you? That's a whole nother subject, but you can't
What?
get technology straight on a live stream. All right, team. Aaron, take it away.
Welcome. We are so excited to have you guys at our mid-season pressure lab. Lead when it's loud. I'm Aaron, as Thomas just said. That's Thomas. And we are with Blueprint to Blue Chip. And here's the reality check we need to start with. Mid-season doesn't create character, it exposes it. Pressure amplifies who you are, your habits, your humility, and your honesty. The question we're answering today is this: will pressure make you louder or will it make you better?
And here's why this matters right now, mid-season. We're past the honeymoon phase of the season. The newness has worn off. Some of you are dealing with success and the pressure that comes with the expectations. Others are in a slump and questioning everything. I've been there. Some are frustrated with playing time, lack of, or too much. But here's what champions understand. This is exactly where character is built.
And today we're going to give you 3 specific tools. And the beautiful thing is you might only need one. That's our guess. We're going to help you identify which challenge you're facing right now and give you the exact roadmap to handle it like a champion. And at the end, we're going to be giving away our complete mid-season pressure pack, all the templates, scripts, and trackers that we will talk about this evening, absolutely free. Plus, we'll tell you how to join our 5-day character reset if you want to go deeper. So let's dive into the first challenge.
Let's go. Let's start with success. And if this isn't you right now, hold on. Don't check out, because it will be you at some point in the near future. Success is one of the hardest things to handle in sports. When things are going well, we get casual, a little complacent. We start expecting opportunities instead of appreciating them. Our discipline slips. We surround ourselves with yes men instead of truth tellers. We have a success self-audit that will expose exactly where you are. 5 areas, and I need you to rate yourself 1 to 5. So take a minute or just grab that phone, grab a piece of pencil and paper, and let's start with gratitude over entitlement. Do you appreciate opportunities or expect them? 1 means you expect everything. 5 means you're grateful for everything. Routine lock. Are you locked in? Do you maintain the same work ethic even when you're winning? 1 means you get casual when winning. 5 means your discipline never changes. You get the idea. Circle of truth. What type of people do you surround yourself with? Do you have yes men? Do you have people that keep you in check? And a platform standard. Do you maintain character standards in what you post and say? Is it consistent? And service first. Do you focus on making others better, not just yourself? You've got to be there for your teammates and your coaching staff. It's not about you. Tom Brady never won all those Super Bowls by himself. All right, let's add up your score. You got 1 to 25. Aaron, what'd you get?
I got a 22. I'm in the green.
Right on. I got a 21. The only one that I add to, for the most part, if you guys are being honest with yourself, you should have given yourself 4s. That puts you in the yellow, and I'll get to that in a second. The only thing I rated myself a 5 at was service first. I remember when I was a player, all I did was put my team first. That was the only way I knew that we were going to win. And what putting my team first meant, if someone was messing up, I called them out on it. So, all right, 21 to 25 is green. 16 and 20 is yellow. It's a good foundation. 15 below, you're in the red zone. You got to get things together.
Yeah, and we want to help you get things together. So there are what we call guardrails that are simple yet powerful that you can put into place. So gratitude reps. Do you write down 3 things you're grateful for before checking your phone every morning? Is your routine on lock? Are you protecting your non-negotiables, your sleep, your film study, your recovery? You don't compromise on those. What about your truth circle? Find 2 people that you can check in with weekly that are going to be brutally honest with you. When you think of your standards that you're putting out, your platform standards, as we call them at Blueprint to Blue Chip, are you ensuring you're not subtweeting? Are you not throwing shade? Like, are you demonstrating your character on what you're posting and putting out into the world? And then we have, how are you serving others? Are you carrying the standard, not just the spotlight? So success without guardrails becomes ego, and ego kills careers.
Yes, indeed. Hey, team, I just want to digress a little bit here. Aaron, give me 30 to 45 seconds. I just want to share with everybody here, whether you're an athlete, a coach, or a parent, how important it is to understand what we just went over the last 2 minutes. When we created Blueprint to Blue Chip, I want to share a story where Aaron caught me staring off into space, and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I just shared with her, I wish that I had this. I wish I had these tools when I was coming up. It would have made a world of difference. So I really want to just kind of reiterate gratitude over entitlement, routine lock, your circle of truth, basically your circle of friends, platform standards, and being of service. Next, each day, each athlete, and parents and coaches, you could do this too. You have to have gratitude reps, a routine lock in your routine. I'm not just talking about a morning routine, your daily routine, your truth circle. Surround yourself with people that are going to call you out. Platform standards, you set the standards. That's your culture on your team. And stewardship script, set the standard, lead by example. So now what I want to go into is the next challenge is probably where most of you are, and that's the 72-hour slump reset. You're going to get in a slump. That's just part of what every athlete will face. The difference between good and great is how fast you reset. Most athletes take weeks, sometimes months to get out of that slump. Champions do it in 72 hours or less. Here's the mindset shift. Slumps are data, not destiny. You don't need to fix everything overnight. It's going to take time. Enjoy the process. You need to reset the foundation and stack good reps.
So at Blueprint to Blue Chip, we have created a 72-hour reset, and it is surgical. And this comes from the expertise of Thomas. And so we want to focus it on 3 days. So the first day is the truth and foundation. And this is where you're going to watch film. You're going to watch 10 clips. Maybe you're going to watch every game you've played so far this season. And you're going to write down 5 misses and 5 makes. What are the things you're excelling at, and where do you have opportunities? Are you making repeatable mistakes? What is fixable in those mistakes? And then you're going to take that and you're going to have establish micro wins. We want you to do 15 perfect reps of one fundamental skill. So can you maybe share a couple examples that you'd recommend after watching film, what you would do, Thomas?
I mean, for me, it was just, I was a wide receiver, so it was about running routes. Nobody ever runs a perfect route. So sometimes when I would watch film, I was like, you know what? I'm really cutting off that 5-yard out, or on that button hook, or a post corner. So what I would do is I would get together with my coach. I would acknowledge it in film session, because you got to lead by example. Hey, coach, I really messed up on that. I apologize for that. I would get out to practice. I'd grab the quarterback or the backup quarterback and say, hey, bud, I need you to run routes with me. Let's get the route tree out. Let's run a 1, a 2, a 3, all the way up to a 9. And I would just, whatever I needed work on, I would just work on those reps.
I love that. So put that in. Every rep becomes a win. The more you perfect it, the more confidence you're going to have in the game. And then you have to change your language. Replace I'm off with I'm due and I'm disciplined. The second day, you're going to focus on the pressure and feedback. So this is where you would do constraint drills, practice with a smaller target, harder conditions. You want to simulate crunch moments when you're under pressure. So Thomas, give us another example of how you would use this to get out of your slump and reset in 72 hours.
Let's just say that I was having problems with a 5-yard out or a 10-yard out. once I perfect that after about 15 to 20 reps, I would ask one of the DBs to come in or a safety to come in and cover me, run cover. I mean, obviously they're going to know I'm going to run a 5-yard out or a 10-yard out. So maybe I would just get them to bump me at the line, throw me off my cadence.
Okay, so bring more people in, make it higher stakes, more like real game time.
Totally.
And then I think the other thing is get notes from your coaches. Ask them what they're seeing, what would they recommend. I think is really important. And then, you got to focus on 3 simple cues and building your confidence base. What are 3 things you can do the next time you're going out to compete, and have you focused on perfecting those in your reps and in your drills? Making sure that you lock in your sleep and your nutrition during the next 48 hours. And then start writing down the things that you have done that are wins so that you can remind yourself of your successes. Like if you fill your mindset with negative things, you're going to only get more negative output. So you've got to change your thinking. And then continuously grade yourself. Where are you at? How are you doing? And continue to make adjustments, knowing that we're always in the game of life. We want progress, not perfection.
Right on. All right, you got to get out of your head. I mean, I know it's easier said than done. You've heard the expression run through the finish line, not to the finish line. I read this incredible book, which I strongly encourage you to read. It's called Mind Gym by Mac and Stevens, I believe it is. And they talk about where there was a golfer that was saying, I don't want to hit it in the sand trap. I don't want to hit it in the sand trap. I don't want to hit it in the sand trap. Where do they hit it? In the sand trap. So you got to get out of your head. And when you're saying I'm struggling, replace that with I'm stacking reps, and never, ever play the victim. Why me? It's about what now? What opportunities do I have right now? I can't do anything right. Replace that with I'm building towards a breakthrough. I can't emphasize how important positive thinking is. It's what performance thinkers do.
I love that. And I think that the third challenge, and I think this is where most character gets exposed, is frustration with playing time. And I think we have 2 paths where you can channel this. You can either channel it into getting more playing time and having a plan, or you can choke. And channeling means you're mastering your role and expanding upon that. Choke, you're complaining, you're contaminating the team chemistry. And ultimately, you're collapsing the trust with your coach and your teammates. And the question that determines everything, are you building leverage or are you burning bridges? Or as Thomas liked to say, are you being a liability or are you being an asset?
Bingo. All right, we have a role mastery decision tree, 5 yes or no questions. I really don't want you guys to think too much about it. Just answer yes or no instinctively when I read the question. 1, do I know my specific role and what excellent looks like and how I fit in it? 2, have I completed the 30, 60, 90 development plan with coaches' feedback? All right, if we're in mid-season, I hope this 30, 60, 90-day plan was back in July or August, because right now we're in mid-season, and I think 60 and 90 days are gone. So you better focus on 30 and make some adjustments right now. Think of it like at halftime. You got to make the adjustments at halftime to come out for the second half. All right, number 3, do my daily habits prove I'm different this month than last month? And that's where you can get feedback from your coach and some of the players. Number 4, am I increasing team value beyond just playing time? Lastly, can I explain my development and goals respectfully and specifically? All right, here's the rule. If you don't have 4 or 5 yes answers, keep building leverage before conversation and build conversations with your coach, whether that's your position coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, or the head coach. You could always lean into one of your captains too, offensive, defensive captain.
No, I love that. And I think if you don't have, how do you then talk to your coach, I think is so important. Again, are we in the complaining? Are we in the what else can I do? For example, and when you get the toolkit, here's a few examples. Coach, I want to maximize my value on the team. can I get 5 minutes to share my development plan and get your feedback? Or I want to check in on the 30, 60, 90-day plan that I came up with at the beginning of the season, and I would love your feedback. You know, what does elite execution look like in my role? Where am I missing that? What can I do to add more value beyond minutes? And what I would also share is there's several non-negotiables I'd recommend you write down, and don't do these. So you don't want to be blaming others, other teammates, doesn't matter. You have complete ownership, so own it. Number 2, don't compare yourself to anybody else. Who cares what anybody else is doing? Focus on you. Comparison is death to you. You're not in competition with anybody but your best self. You don't want to issue any ultimatums. And my number 1, don't do this ever, is do not get your parents involved. We at Blueprint to Blue Chip, we coach both the athlete and the parent. Parents, if you're on this call, your student athlete needs to be the one that leads the charge. This is giving them the skills and tools in life to be able to have the conversations that they need to have. So know the rules of the road of how can you lean in, how can you support, but you definitely don't need to take over the conversation.
Habits. It all comes down to daily habits. Whether you're handling success, resetting from a slump, or earning more playing time, it's about deposits and withdrawals. Daily deposits. Got to be the first one to practice. You have to do the extra work in film. You have to do the extra reps in the weight room. You got to serve your teammates. Listen, this is something that should just be secondary. I think this is football 101 more on our freshman year. But guys, you cannot, lazy at your job, lazy at your dream. Figure it out. You got to be the first and you got to be the best. Withdrawals that have to stop. Bullshit texts on social media. It's got to be consistent with the culture of the team and the standard you set for yourself. Entitlement body language. We can all see that. Politics. Can't sit there and blame and point fingers. It just doesn't do any good. You're a cancer to the team. The beautiful thing about character is it compounds. Every deposit you make builds leverage for the future.
I love that. And guess what? They're watching everywhere. So those things that we shared or questions we asked, like how do you contribute when you're not playing? Are you showing up even then? That's as important as to what you're doing out on the field.
No
so
doubt.
The next steps, this is where the magic happens. Depending on where you're at, whether it's success, whether it's, you're in a slump or you want to earn more playing time, we've given you the tools, whether it's in starting 2 guardrails, if you're in the success mode, like how do you keep yourself in a champion mindset and have daily discipline, whether it's you're in a slump and how do you get out of that with our 72-hour reset, or how do you earn more playing time through the conversations with your coaches and your plans that you've developed in order to be out on the field.
Right on. We're going to make this super easy for you. We're giving you the complete mid-season pressure pack absolutely free. All templates, scripts, trackers, and decision trees that we just covered in this session. The link is in the chat, and we're going to email it to everyone. So maybe you want to go a little bit deeper. We're opening up the 5-day character reset next week. That's where we kind of encompass everything that we've talked about over the last couple of months. It's about dealing with parents, coaches, student athletes, NIL and transfer portal and professional athletes. And this is where you get to work with the entire family, parents, athletes together, build character systems that last. Normally it's $500, but you can access this. We talked about this for a $100 donation to our nonprofit, which is silencethenoise.org. Little sidebar. I had a sister who passed away in 2016. She was manic depressive schizophrenic. So I knew that I was going to set up this foundation because mental toughness doesn't just happen on the field, it happens in life. And when you're manic depressive schizophrenic like Tanya was, each day is a little bit harder. So if you're interested in doing the 5-day reset, it's a $100 donation to Silence the Noise. Aaron and I don't get any of it. We're happy to help and assist you and give you an opportunity to kind of take us for a test drive. The reality is this, guys: talent opens doors, but character keeps you in the room.
I love that. And remember, when it's loud, you got to lead when it's loud, not when it's easy. So mid-season pressure is a privilege. It means you're competing at a level that matters. So the link is in the chat. Download it. You'll also get it via email, and join Thomas and I on the 5-day reset and donate $100 to a great cause. And we have 5 minutes left. We delivered on our 20 minutes that we like to keep our content to, because we want to deliver. We want you to get what you need, and we want you to get out. We're not here to waste anybody's time. So let's see what questions are coming through.
All right, team, just go ahead and drop a couple of questions in there. Is this just for individuals? Is this just for individual sports? No. It works for team sports as well. I guess when you say team sports, are you talking about, like, I know there's doubles, tennis or golf, swimming? No, definitely for team sports as well.
We do individual coaching as well as we do team consulting and coaching. So we can work with your entire team and all the athletes.
This is an interesting question. This has never been posed. What if my coach won't meet with me? I assume you mean the head coach. I had a position coach, wide receiver coach. I also had the offensive coordinator. I had captains on the team. I'd be really surprised if your head coach doesn't meet with you. Maybe when you're walking off the field, he won't meet with you. He or she won't meet with you, but I'm sure you could schedule some time. But definitely go through your position coach. And if you don't feel like you get the answers you need, go to your offensive or defensive coordinator. And lastly, schedule some time with your head coach.
Here's a good one for you, Thomas, since I know you're the expert in the reset. How long should the 72-hour reset take each day?
Oh, wow. I mean, if you're spending 30 to 45 minutes, you're distracted. Maybe you're messing around on your phone. But if you take this seriously, think of it like a team film session. It shouldn't take longer than a half hour, especially if you're dealing with your position coach. So I honestly, 20 to 30 minutes per day. And I think if you just focus in and really absorb the content, it shouldn't take you longer than a week.
Awesome. I don't have any other questions on my side. I don't know if you have any more coming through.
Doesn't look like it. All right, the final reminder. Links in the chat. Get your free pressure pack and join the 5-day reset if you're ready to build championship in character. We definitely give us a follow on Instagram and Facebook. We'd certainly appreciate it. Blueprint to Blue Chip. And thanks to everyone for taking the time to join us. We know you've got a lot of things going on, and appreciate you spending your time with us. Thanks a lot, Aaron.
Thank you.